Golden Cross, I want to kind of get your take on how guilds work within the play to earn industry in general, but specifically, of course, within Aavegotchi. You have this really cool channeling piece, but how important is it for an individual to get involved in a guild within Aavegotchi?
Yeah, we definitely have like user feedback from the community. They want a strong solo adventure. So if you're not social and you want to be able to play and just play to earn, do your crafting, upgrade your parcel, that's absolutely fine. You will do very, very well enjoying that. But there's definitely something to be said where you're kind of leaving out that final social channeling aspect. And so if you can get together and, like I say, whether it's a very formal guild or whether it's just a loose network of friends, you craft a lodge, you host a party, and you once a week can get together in that lodge and have this kind of rain dance of Alchemica. So beyond that, there's inside the lodge, you have decorations, you'll have a bunch of things to kind of make that your home. So there's a ton of things you can do for that clubhouse type of experience. But I think ultimately the game is versatile enough that you can do it either way. You can be a lone wolf or part of a bigger community and do well. But I would say I totally agree with you that guilds are really a key part for any of these Web3 games coming up. And that's why we spent a lot of time talking to guilds that are already established and taking their feedback and their notes to develop the Gotchiverse. When we thought about those social aspects, we didn't want to just make it up on the fly, right? Like there's already people out there doing that. So we've had great conversations with the likes of Blackpool or Yield Guild. And these guilds are on board with us. They already have partner parcels within the Gotchiverse. And their feedback, though, is hopefully going to show in the final product, because really we are built to kind of, like, we heard about their pain points. Like, there's a lot of overhead, there's a lot of management, and that's part of what came out with Gotchi Lending. It's like, well, let us take care of that for you. You don't have to do any of the background checks and the kind of bureaucratic layer. Let's make this trustless and just like your Uber app. And so that's what we're trying to do now. Between that and the lodges, I think the guilds are fairly happy. In fact, just today we published Chapter 3 of our Gotchiverse Bible. And this is our kind of, instead of a white paper, we have a Bible because the design doc just keeps going. And so we broke it into chapters. The one that dropped today is very much related to guilds and how to channel. So as I talk about this, if you're curious, just go to blog.aavegotchi.com and you will definitely see that there front and center. Chapter 3 talking about the guilds, and we're getting feedback today from the guilds on what they see published, and generally it's all very excited, and they're I think they see where this can go. It's designed to be able to scale infinitely. So that's what we want. We want everyone to have an Aavegotchi and to be part of at least one guild.
That's amazing. I want to talk about that piece you just hit on, at least one guild. We had a good question come through from Gotchi Bulls. And the quote is, they said you could join multiple guilds depending on your Aavegotchi level, which I want to kind of frame in the way of how do you stop maybe gaming of your mechanism. You know, there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to try to outsmart you when it comes to the tokenomics here. Is there any way that somebody could game this where we just take 100 people and we move from piece to piece and the multiplier just drops Alchemica from the skies, and
right,
you kind of game it that way?
We've spent a lot of time thinking about these exact questions, because if you don't think about them, then absolutely 100% you're going to get situations like what you just described. So to Gotchi Bull's question, like, that's exactly why we have a cap on your Aavegotchi and how many guilds it can be a member of at any one time. And when we talk about guilds in this, you know, you may be a member of many guilds outside of the Gotchiverse, but we're talking about within the game, how many lodges can you go to and do the social channeling? And so if you have, you know, your Aavegotchi can earn XP and level up. And so if you're a level 1 Gotchi, you can only join one guild. But if you've earned enough XP and you're a level 2 Gotchi or a level 3 Gotchi, suddenly you can unlock more and more guilds to join, more and more lodges to be a member of. And ultimately, I think it works out to a cap of 7. So theoretically, if you had a high enough level Aavegotchi, you could at least do one social channeling per day.